Hi, today I just want to talk about what is an event that's happening in your life. And the reason I'm wanting to talk about this today is I had a friend who contacted me about something that had happened in her life and it had really upset her. And when we dissected things, it came back to a previous event. So how often is this happening in your life? When is something that you're experiencing it through different lenses. You're experiencing it through the lens that you first experienced that event. And if I think about a cup of tea, I had my first cup of tea with my grandmother, and it was quite an interesting experience. And she used to drink her tea and I'd have a cup of tea with her. With mine one had sugar in it, and we were so engrossed watching wrestling, and I drank my nan's cup of tea which didn't have sugar in it. And it was interesting because she suddenly turned to me and said, "Did you enjoy that cup of tea?" And I said, "Yes." She says, "Well, you drank mine. Did you realise that?" But I drank it with a perspective. I was engrossed in watching the TV with my nan, having fun, and I didn't put my preconceived ideas on that cup of tea, like, oh, I don't like it because it doesn't have sugar in it. Therefore, I experienced it from a completely different standpoint. So why am I saying this now? Well, where are things happening in your life that are affecting you? Are you experiencing everything in the day with new eyes? Or are you experiencing it with all these lenses from past experiences? And when you do that, an event can happen in your life that can trigger you to not really see what is going on, because your nervous system has been triggered from the past event. If you can peel back the layers and actually ask the question, what really is going on here? Am I experiencing this event from past trauma and activating that trauma in my system, therefore not really hearing, not really seeing, not really acknowledging the other parties and what is their experience? I'm just experiencing that event within me from past experiences. So it's important when you get triggered by something, when you're feeling upset with something, because it's only you that is actually upset. It's coming from within. It's nothing external. The events that are happening around you are just events. It's our interpretation that we put on that event. And that comes from previous experiences. It comes from previous knowing and what we felt, what we saw, what we heard, and how we interpreted what was going on. And therefore it locks in a memory. So when something else is happening that can be similar, it can trigger those past events, those past traumas, and we don't really experience the event with fresh eyes. And if you have, during one of the courses, we talk about a Swiss army knife. And a Swiss army knife can, to some people, if they've been in the Boy Scouts or Girl Guides, it means, wow, it's got many facets to it. It means I can open a can, I can open a bottle, I can cut something up. It's usually got scissors on it. It's got all sorts of things on it. And therefore their association with that Swiss army knife is something pleasant, happy memories, something cool. But if you've had the experience of being held up and someone's pulled out a knife at you, seeing that same knife will create different emotions in you, different experiences. And this is why it's so important to pull back the layers each time we're experiencing something and we have an emotional trigger, to say, what is really going on here? What am I really feeling? Am I truly hearing what the person is saying? Or am I interpreting what's being said through previous lenses? Because that will interpret your whole day's experience, your whole life's experience. Get curious. Curiosity is so glorious, because when we become curious, we wish to really understand what's going on, really pull back the layers and covers and think, what is really happening here? What is that person really wishing to say to me? I wonder what's going on in their life that they're reacting in this way. How can we do that in our life today? Anyway, I hope this little tidbit has been helpful to you, and have a glorious day. Bye for now.